Hi, welcome to AllBrands After Hours with me, your host, Courtney Douthat. Welcome to the show where we hang out and craft together. Today we'll be using our Brother ScanNCut to make some Mickey ears. Let's do this. So the first pair of ears that I want to make are actually clear. So I've seen all over online different ears that are so cute and they're made out of a clear vinyl. And this is a question that I get quite a lot on different videos or when you see me in person is, Courtney, can I cut this out? Is that okay? It is totally okay. The ScanNCut will cut this out. So I'm gonna make a template. Now there are tons of templates online that are free if you wanna do those. I already have a pair of ears that I really like, so I'm actually going to use these to make my template. So what I'm going to do is take my ears, move the bow like this, and I'm just going to mark around them. Okay. Ta-da! And now with your ears on there, what you can do is you can actually set it down like this and then mark that inside area. So that way you've got there. And then I'm just gonna connect the dots like that. So now I've got a little template. There you go. So again, if you didn't have a pair of ears to make a template, you can just go online. There's so many on there. So I have my template here, beautiful. And I'm actually going to take my scanning mat, take that out. That's another project that I've done. And take that out and go ahead and put my ears in. Go. And there's no particular way I'm putting this in there. I actually did it sideways. All right, so let's go ahead and wake our machine up. Okay, and let's load her in. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're now going to come to scan to cut data, because I want to take that image that I've traced and actually bring it into my machine so I can play with it and mess with it. Let's go ahead and hit start. And it does ask you about the lever on the side. The lever allows you to scan thicker things. Now this is a pretty thin piece of paper, so I really wouldn't have to. Right now it's at a 2 and wants me to push it down to a 1. Okay, and hit start. And again, the only reason that it's asking me to push it down to the 1 on the side is because it's a thin piece of paper. If I was scanning in something like cork or puppy foam, well then yeah, I want to go to a 2 because there is an internal bar inside of there that goes up when you pull the lever up and goes down when you pull the lever down. Alrighty, so there's our design. Now, this is super cool. I just want the outside of this design, of course, because I just want his ears. And you see that the scan was so good, it even cut the bottom of the, or even caught the bottom of the paper. So I'm going to just scroll up like that, and maybe I'll zoom in a little bit on it. Like that. Yeah, cute. All right, now the reason I wouldn't pick the inner and outer because I don't want to cut the inside of my ears, I just want to cut the outside. So I'm just gonna have that and hit preview. Okay, hit okay. And where do we want to save this to? Well, I want to save to my machine. All right, and it's saved. We hit okay. It brings us back here in case we wanted to some reason do the inside and the outside or something like that. But I don't. I just like that. So I can actually come home, hit okay, because we've saved that. And let's go and load our mat. And we are done with our mat. We are done with that image. How quick was that? All right, so now we can go to retrieve data from our machine where we saved it. Scroll all the way to the bottom. And there it is. Beautiful. All right. It came out so good. All right, now honestly, if you felt like the tracing was a little big, you could resize this now, even there. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and hit edit, object edit, and add a second one. Because for each ear, I need 2 pieces to sandwich. So there we go. Gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out. And then I'll go back and cut out my next pair. Courtney, why aren't you just cutting them all out at once? Because this piece of vinyl is actually only going to be able to fit like 1 and then 1, and then I have a longer piece, so I'm just gonna cut it and have it cut out that first part first, and then I'll, you know, cut out the rest. Now, if I had a piece of vinyl that was all the way across, well then yeah, I could just put them all on there. But I'm using what I have, so I'm actually going to keep the tail right there. Courtney, is the ScanNCut going to care that you did that? No, it's not going to care. As long as you're not blocking where the rollers are coming right here, it doesn't care. And don't block the top. Blocking the bottom's fine. All right, so let's load it in. Everything looks great. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and hit OK. OK again. OK again. Please select, and I want to cut. All right, let's hit start. So I've done 2, and you would think, oh, 1 each side. But I actually need 2 pieces for each part because I want to fill it full of things. And you can fill it, oh, you're done. You can fill it full of whatever you wanted. All right, let's see. Oh, that's so cool. I don't even know if you can see where it cut out. Look at that. And I still have all this to use. So I'm going to put it right there, cut out my other pieces. Now I should grab my spatula tool. Ah, here we are. All right. All right, so we're going to put our spatula underneath. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look at that. That is so cool. You're like, Courtney, it's see-through. All right, let's get our other one off. All right, let's put our spatula underneath. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful. So what we're actually going to do is sit the 2 pieces on top of each other and then sew around the outside of it. And that way we can like encapsulate anything that we want to encapsulate. And we could put anything, glitter, sequence, images, whatever we want. And then it goes onto the headband. How cool is that? Now these are a little big. I'm fully aware they are a little big, but you have to remember when we do so, we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance and it's going to take off a little bit of what's around. So that's why. Thinking, okay, what do I want to put in there? I thought, ooh, I could put the little balloon that you see. I might do one with that one. Or I could do a tangled one, you know, Rapunzel and her little son that she puts in one, and the other one I could put best day ever, like written out in cardstock. And I couldn't decide. But then I remembered I have a ScanNCut. Why do I have to decide? I can do both. We're spending multiple days at Disney. I can do both. So I'm going to go ahead, take out my ears. And again, you could save this template that you made, or you could throw it away because now you have it saved in the machine. So it's up to you. And let's grab the star, the sun. I keep calling it a star. It's a sun, Courtney. It's a sun. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK, hit home, hit OK, and load it in. And we're gonna do the same things like we did with the template for the ears for our sun. ScanNCut data, and hit start. Alrighty, so now we're going to tell it, hey, I just want the outside parts. And I'm going to shrink it down like we did the other one. Hit preview. OK again. Where do we want to save? To our machine. Alright, hit OK. Looks great. So, alright, so I'm going to unload my mat. It's OK because I've already saved it. Okay, looks good. Now I'm actually going to hit edit, select everything because it's all in individual pieces right now. Hit OK, object edit, and I want to wield those together. Awesome. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to duplicate this because I do want a background piece. There we go. Looks good. So I'm going to select, put her over there, put her over here, and then I'm going to hit OK. OK again, and I'm actually going to add a circle. Scroll down 1, 2, there's my circle, and hit set. Courtney, why are you adding a circle? Well, because I actually want to join up all those individual, like, let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. But right now, all these pieces are individual. They're not actually touching that circle. So I want to make a backing. So I'm going to actually bring in an additional circle, shrink it down, and then weld it to it. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Edit. Size. And shrink her on down. Oop, the other way, Courtney, the other way. Okay. We'll go a little bit further down. I just want it touching enough where it's in there. So let's hit OK, OK again, and then I'm actually going to come to the magnifying glass, and you can go up to 400%. And remember, these move what you're seeing right here and right here. This actually moves what's on the mat. So I want to move what I'm seeing. There we go. And now I can see it a little bit better. So I can use these tools right here to center it. You could also use your alignment tools to center it that way, and that way you know you're perfectly centered. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I think that's pretty good. I'm being honest. I did a pretty good job. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. And then I'm gonna come to our selector tools. I'm gonna scroll in like this to say, hey, I just want these two guys. Hit OK, object edit, and then I wanna weld them together. So it's actually going to combine them like that. How cool is that? Okay, so now I've made a little background of my other one. That's it, okay? It's like, hey, I can't go back once you do that, and that is totally fine for me. So now, if you actually look, if I was to set that on that, it makes a little outside. And of course, I could make it bigger and do like an offset cut, like right here. Oh, not that one. I don't want to do it on that. I can make an offset cut here, and then I can actually make it bigger that way, and it's proportionally big, like that. And now, whenever if I was to select this one and put it in there, it's gonna have an actual border to it now. How cool is that? And that's how you can do it on your machine if you want 2 layers like that instead of having to go into Canvas. It's a little bit easier in Canvas, but that is how you could do it here. So we're gonna hit OK. OK again, and I'm actually ready to cut. Now, if we wanted to be smart, we should hit Add, Retrieve Data from the machine, and bring in that Mickey ear that we had. There it is. Okay. To make sure that it's gonna fit in there. And it's a little big, but it's not bad. Honestly, it's not even that bad. So I could shrink it down if I wanted to. I think it looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll delete out that Mickey ear. Now before I cut, I am going to separate these layers. Because right now it is 2 layers. There's that offset line we made, and then there's that inner. So I want the bigger one, so I think that is the one I grabbed. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this other one and delete it out. There we go. Like, it looks crazy, but it's gonna be really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this because to my machine, it's like, hey, I'm gonna save over what you want. Do you want override or new? I'm gonna go with new because I'm gonna cut these out of 2 different things. Okay, hit OK, and let's unload our mat. So I'm actually gonna cut that design out of 2 different things. So for the sun, I'm gonna do this like really cool metallic-y. And then for the background, I have this, and you can't even see it properly. But anyways, it's this pretty shimmery cardstock. Courtney, why are you doing this way? Because I don't have any gold cardstock like this right now. So I'm gonna stick it to this paper, and that's how I'm gonna get there. If there's a will, there's a way. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my blue mat, my purple mat away. So I have my low-tech mat here. Courtney, why are you using a low-tech mat? Because this is paper. I do not want to put it to any other mat that is not my low-tech mat. I have them both on there, but I am going to delete out one. We have saved it, so it's okay. I can just go grab the other one. So I think, let's cut out the star, or the sun first. I keep calling it a star. The sun first, because that way I can be weeding that out while the other part's cutting. Okay, we're making it smart. Okay, and ooh, I could use to clean this mat, honestly. And that's when the brayer tool comes in handy. There we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and load our mat. Alright, take this guy right here, edit, throw him in the trash because we just want to do this. And you can scan in your mat. So I've actually used this one quite a few times. So I am going to scan it in because I'd have pieces that I added a weeding box, so it left that box there that is actually not useful space. But I don't have a bunch of little bitty pieces of vinyl cut up everywhere. So love a good weeding box. There you go. Okay, there we go. So if I select my design, I can go ahead and drag it anywhere that I want. So I'm just going to put it here. Hit OK. Please select we want to cut. Now we're going to make sure to hit the wrench icon, scroll down 1, turn half cut on, and let's turn the weeding box on for fun. There we go. Everything looks great. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and hit start. And I am using my black auto blade for this. I don't know what I did with my vinyl blade, but that black auto blade will do us just fine. There she goes. Such an intricate cut. This is what I do all day. I don't know if you guys realize that. I just sit here right on the corner and stare at the machine working. Like, that's what I do. Now, what she's cutting out, of course, want to do our membership spotlight.
Our membership spotlight is Kim Myers. Thank you so much for being a member, Kim.
All right, beautiful. So let's go ahead and unload her. Before I even weed it out, I'm going to go ahead and put my cardstock on there. There we go. And load her in. Alrighty, and I'm gonna go home because remember we saved the design, retrieve data from my machine. Scroll down all the way to the bottom, there she is. Hit OK. And I'm gonna take this one now, edit, throw her away, because now I just want this. Hit OK. OK again. Please select, and we wanna cut. Now I'm gonna make sure to turn half cut off because we wanna go all the way through. Alright, everything looks good, and start.
And while that's cutting, I'm going to go ahead and weed out my sun. I'm going to say sun, not flower. And we're going to go ahead and weed that vinyl out. Remember, I'm taking away the parts I don't want to transfer over. All right, now once I have everything weeded, I'm going to take what's called transfer tape. Transfer tape is going to transfer this design over onto whatever it is that I'm wanting. So I'm going to actually layer it onto my cardstock. So I'm just going to take my little squeegee tool right here, my scraper, and get it onto that transfer tape. I like to do a thing called reverse weeding where I actually flip the design over and then I weed that way. It's really easier or better in my opinion if you have something that's more delicate with a ton of pieces to weed it out this way. And you go slowly, steadily, making sure every piece wants to lay onto the transfer tape. Alrighty, so once I had that on there, I went ahead, took my piece of cardstock that I had just cut out and layered it on top of there. And then you're just, the beautiful thing about transfer tape is that it's clear, so I can see through to it and make sure I'm laying it in the right spot. But if you weren't sure, you could always just kind of center it and go from there. Alrighty, so again, we take our little tool to smooth it down just to make sure now that that vinyl doesn't want to stick to the transfer anymore. It wants to stick to our cardstock that we're trying to actually put it on. So we're going to just squeegee it, not crazy hard, but just softly. And then we're going to pull that transfer tape off and it's going to be able to come off beautifully. Now the transfer tape is reusable, so stick it back on its paper backing to keep reusing it. Alrighty, and then I went ahead and just put it in clears just so I could see it. I did end up putting some florals in the back of it just to give it some kind of chunkiness to it. And I did cut out the other ear. It said best day ever. It's the same tools that you already used. I didn't think you wanted to see it again. So we have both ears right here, and I'm actually going to string a string of lights in there that have a little power cord that I'll just glue onto the headband that I'm doing and cover it with some flowers, and you'll never even see it. But it'll be an added feature, so whenever it turns night outside, I can just flip the switch to turn on these little string fairy lights. And I try to put about 3 lights in every ear, and I kind of just wove it, in a little circle and put them in there. Now I did wait until after I sewed this shut to put the lights because I didn't want to accidentally go over one of the lights with my sewing machine, but I did try to make sure there was a few lights in each of them. So what I did was did a 1/4 inch seam allowance around each one of the ears, but I left the bottom part open so I could put those lights through it, and then I wove the lights through the rest of the little Mickey ears. And a bit of hot glue and we were done. Are you guys ready to see the finished product? I am.
The next pair of ears, I've lightened the lights because I felt like they were drowning some of them out. So I have this pair already, but we showed you how you can connect your own. So I'm actually going to be making Cinderella ears. Now, Courtney, that doesn't look very Cinderella. It will. So I printed out on just regular paper. I probably should have done cardstock. Maybe I'll back them with some cardstock. I'm going to put this into my machine and have it cut out the little birds because I want the birds to be holding this, which is ribbon that looks like a measuring tape. Whenever they're making her dress, they're like twiddling and going around. So I thought that would be super, super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those birds on my low tack mat. And I'm actually gonna have it do a cut direct, which means I'm gonna scan it in and have it cut out directly out of this. And I wanna scan direct cut from my machine. And this means, hey, what you're scanning, I want you to cut. Alrighty, there's our birds. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Alright, now I'm gonna shrink down to where it is, like that. There's our birds. So I'm gonna hit OK. And now it's asking, hey, do you want to do an offset cut or anything like that? And I don't. I want to cut these birds right on there. Okay? Please select and cut. And I'm actually going to cut out a piece of glittery cardstock to put on the back of my birds, so just in case you do see the back of them, they look fine. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and hit start. And again, I'm using the low tack mat with the black auto blade. It's just kind of your multi-purpose blade. She's good for everything. And there she goes. Nope, already done. All right. Okay. So wild when you take this off. Look! Ah! There they are! How cool is that? Alright, so throw this way. Be good. I've been throwing things today. Oh, she did such a good job. Alright, get my scraper tool. Not your brayer, Courtney, your scraper. I'm gonna come underneath. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. She even caught their hair. You see the little hair? Like, hold on. You see that, right? The little tufts? That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, she did such a good job. Alright, this girl over here. Boop. Oh my goodness, and now I have my little birds. They're so cute. Right here, so there'll be one bird on this side and then one bird on this side. I don't know if I want them to be even or like different. I don't know. And then the ribbon will be twirled from one bird to the other bird. I think it'll be cute. All right, open like that. Oh, this feels wrong, but it's okay. All right, so let's glue our bird down first. That way we know where they are. All right, so that's open. I'm just gonna slip that in there like that. For now, we'll, glue it down whenever it's time. All right, so I think the bird first. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, maybe I'll put this down and then bird sits on top. Yeah, okay. So, committing, here we go. Dollop of hot glue. Hot glue is our friend. All right, that's down. Oh, okay, here we go. And get the bird. Hot glue on his back. There we go. Put him down, but make it where it looks like his beak is holding it, I guess. Okay, and then the other bird's gonna sit right here. And I think since we did a little swerve there, like that, it would be cute if this side just like raveled like that, and then that bird sat there. And then that way it gives us some oomph. There we go. All right, let's see. And I can still like fiddle with the ribbon. It's not, you know, this spot and you've no choice. Okay, there we go. Bird on. Like that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's flip her around now. And we're gonna glue back that thing that I cut. If you're making this from scratch, then you won't have to worry about that. There you go. And no one will see that because my hair will cover it. But if you're going to add some new ribbon there, just to give yourself a little of insurance, you totally can. All right, there we go. It's like it never happened. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. How cute. It's like it's out of focus, Courtney. Just pretend. There you go. How cute is that? That is precious. I'm going to fiddle with the bow a little bit because we did have to mess it up a little to do that. How easy was that to do? Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So I am going to fiddle with it a little bit more because I feel like there's a few pieces that I might just add this little ribbon to it, but the ScanNCut did a great job. So let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Was it the light up Rapunzel? Or was it Cinderella's birds? Because they all came out so cute. And I turned that light off so now you guys can properly see them. With the back of it, because even the back has to be cute. Well, we didn't do anything on the back of that one. How cute. Or was it the balloons? Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. And don't forget that the Brother ScanNCut is available on our website, allbrands.com. We are a local mom and pop, and we appreciate when you guys purchase with us. So thank you. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe because it's the easiest way to let us know that you guys want more of these videos. Y'all have a good day. Bye! For each side. Are you done? I thought she was done. I was like, ma'am. I dropped him. All right, one.